Bam, bam, damn, a damn Alabama fan and proud of it. Gump Nation forever, brother.
Namath again faking, quickly finds his target.
Now cuts in. He's at the 40-yard line. He's at the 30.
Quick drop throws in the end zone.
Each number represents an expectation, a challenge that only a championship tradition can issue.
Pressure. Anders hits him. The ball is loose.
Alabama, here comes the heat. Cornelius Bennett. Whoa, did he get lit up?
It is an endless passing of the torch that urges the wearer to enrich his legacy.
Brings pressure up the middle in a hurry. They can't get away from Dante.
Alexander first down and more. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. Turns the corner. Can you say goodbye?
Because at Alabama, tradition is not retired. It is built.
Put a smile on my face.
Big up for it. Fires to the end zone.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Roll down tide. I'll tell you that right now. It's 8:06, 12:30. Just about New Year's Eve, guys. I hope y'all stay home and stay safe. Hey, good evening to Miss Joanne Glass. I'm glad you made it, sweetheart. Everybody meet Joanne. I met her on another channel. She is an Alabama fan, her and her husband. Welcome aboard with us. Justin Summerlin. Well, I'm waiting on somebody to come on the show, guys, so y'all be patient. Justin Summerlin. I am fixing to do that Bigfoot show, brother. I need to know if you're going to do it with me on the first time, because we're going to go around the board on that. Let's see here. Mr. Tom Reed, I bet you just as giddy as a little girl in high school. I'll tell you what, 63-3. Good grief. Man. Auburn, you ain't got no pride. You might as well call yourself Florida State. Good grief. I'll tell you what's true. Broke the record for all-time beat down. I don't doubt that at all. Florida State has got. Hey, that's a great recruiting tool, guys. Hey, you come play for us. You know, you'll get a starting position right away. The only thing you have to worry about is a half team may quit on you, but you can play. So come on down here to Florida State. Yes, sir. Ole Miss beat Penn State. Yep. You beat Florida State and Auburn lost. Come on, good grief. Where is your SEC pride? Where's Jeff Roy? I know I've seen him on here. There he is. Hey, Jeff. I hope you're doing well, Jeff. Nick Saban Jr. Man, I bet you're happy today. Speaking of, let me do this. Guys, if you want to come on the show, there you are. I'm up here ball by my little old lonesome. So, anyways, been a good day of football. I'll tell you one thing, though. It's going to be something else come Monday. I believe that's going to be a great football day. Alabama's going to beat Michigan. I sure hope so. And what's the other one? Texas and Washington. You know, I'm really tossed up about which one I would like to play. in the national championship. That would be very, very interesting. But anyways, guys, well, dang it, Miss Joanne, you have to fork out some money, get some internet going on, sweetheart. Okay, all right. Anyways, I am waiting on a guy. He said he would be here in 15 minutes. I mean, 10 or 5 minutes. So now's your chance if you want to jump on board with us. Y'all come right on. Any other games that was really important today besides the SEC? I'll tell you what I'm going to do while I'm waiting. I'm going to go down. I still can't get over that Georgia score. Good, great. Florida State, we don't want to hear y'all guys cry anymore. If you ain't even going to try to show up, geez, just sit somewhere. Don't even try to mention coming somewhere. But I did look it up earlier, guys. Actually, the SEC has done quite of a show out today, minus Auburn. Okay, there's my guy right there. Before I let him get on here, Texas A&M. What a joke, brother. Well, at least you scored more than 3 points. You know what I mean? Oklahoma State beat Texas A&M 31-23. If you don't know, Boston College beat SMU. Here's what I was kind of actually impressed by. Rutgers done pretty good against Miami, Florida, but from what I understand, Miami, Florida, their team quit on them too. Oklahoma, you're going to have to do better. You lost to Arizona. You're going to come to the SEC. You're going to have to do better than that. At least, damn, Kentucky, at least they played a little bit of football. Granted, it was against Clemson, guys, so don't beat me up too hard. Let's see. And yeah, I'm with you, Steven. Whoever else they put in front of us, let's go. Yep. I was just getting to that, Tom. Yep. Missouri beat Ohio State 14-3. Not the biggest score you want, but hey, 1 point. 1 point. It's all you need, brother. Well, yeah, I'm running 2 channels. I've got some people that are new to the channel, and they're new on the Icebox side, and they're football fans too. So yeah, I'm running both of them for now. Okay, where did my guy go? Anyways, yeah, but Missouri did beat Penn State. I mean, Mississippi showed up and they played football. They beat Penn State today. 31-13, Auburn. Good grief. All right. So anyway, guys, your Wyoming did beat Toledo, which it will be. Your next few games that I'm gonna be interested in is LSU versus Wisconsin. That could be something else. That would be interesting if Liberty beat them. I'm sorry, Wisconsin. I hope LSU could beat that because, come on, we need some more SEC pride in here. I hope Liberty beats Oregon just for the heck of it. I do. You got Tennessee versus Iowa come Monday. And, of course, you got Alabama, Michigan, Washington, and Texas. And those are going to be your late games. So, really, you got pretty good games coming on Monday. So, that's going to be fun. All right, let me get this other guy in here, guys. I am going to give him his proper intro, so y'all hang on just a second. And let me bring this man in the way it ought to be. Hang on. There we are.
He's not going anywhere. Doesn't just roll out great players. He and his staff develop them. It's all about the process.
Yeah, baby. Big man. How you doing, Icebox?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Doing good. Sorry, I was running a little bit behind there. I got a lot of stuff to catch up on real fast, real quick. So I'm sorry I'm late.
No, not a problem. Not a problem. I've got a little bit of confusion going on tonight anyways. That's okay. Steven says he can't read all the comments because I'm running 2 channels, so that's okay. But I'm going to do this, though, just in case. It would be Auburn to be the one to break the Big Ten winning streak. I've never seen him before, so I wanted to put up his comment. Hey, good evening to you, brother. Let me back up just a little bit so y'all know. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll get rolling again here in just a second.
Roll Tide, Justin. How y'all doing in the
Okay.
chat tonight? Tom Reed, Stephen Hicks, all y'all guys. Roll Tide. Hey, rise up. Glad to see you tonight, big man.
Yep. Me too. I'm glad to see him tonight. It is open chat room, guys. So I'll say it again. If you want to come on, y'all just come right on. Let's see here. I'm just introducing y'all to Miss Joanne, and I'm sure there may be some others in the background that may not have said anything just yet. Yep. Just did. Hey, man, I'll take every one of them. Bigfoot committed to Bama today.
I think we got him last year. His name is Caden Proctor. He plays left tackle.
Caden Proctor.
Yeah.
It took him a while.
I think that's who it is.
You know, it took him a while, but he learned how to block somebody. Tom Reed, we're gonna do the same thing, brother. Happy New Year to all the Georgia fans. Y'all done great today. You showed up. Y'all played football. Y'all put Florida State in their place. I'm actually proud of you. And you know I'm a Roll Tide fan all the way through and through. Okay. Everybody wants to know, did you have a good Christmas, AT?
Man, I had a great one. We had our grandson here with us, Axel, and I mean, that little buddy, he lights my life up, man. He is such a joy to have around the house. I mean, just this little 6-year-old kid running around, and, you know, it's wonderful to have kids again in the house. We had a great one. What about you, Icebox?
Done good. Done real good. I enjoyed it. Was on vacation most of the week and everything, so I've had a good time. I've spent way too much money, I'll tell you that.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They say money can't buy happiness, but somebody sure the heck tried to buy happiness.
Yeah, well, somebody's happy that I was out there spending money, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you got that right.
All right, guys, we are Saban ain't going nowhere, man. They say that kind of stuff out of fear, man. That's just like well, we'll get into it here in just a little bit. Well, matter of fact, we'll start off with it. Michigan, they're trying to build up some kind of hope of doing something to Alabama. Everybody's seen the video. Everybody has seen it where when they announced Alabama was going to be playing them, oh man, you could have heard a pin drop just about in there. And then they go, yeah, we get Alabama. Now everybody's trying to blame cheating. Everybody's trying to blame so-and-so because we ain't doing this or that, whatever. Michigan is trying their best. You know, I was watching one the other day. Matter of fact, Mr. Nick Saban Jr. Was on a Michigan channel. I like to die over there. My goodness gracious. They're acting like, oh, we're the victims. Oh, we are the guys that, you know, nobody give us a chance. And, you know, talking about our quarterback. They were basically repeating the real story from Alabama. They really were. And they were crying like, yeah, we're doing, and we got the best coach this year. The hell you say? Yeah.
I mean, the guy ain't won a bowl game, has he? He always won one, I think, 1 out of 6. And I mean, that ain't, how in the hell you consider him the best in the Big Ten, let alone in the country?
Oh, let's see. FSU should be ashamed. No, what you need to do is take that daggone Florida State jersey off and go buy you an Alabama or a Georgia or some other SEC team, because damn it all for Florida State. I mean, that if you quit on your team like that, good grief, and everybody was just not going to play, you know, hell, go somewhere else. You better hit that transfer portal because you ain't doing nothing next year.
I agree with you. How many opted out? Did anybody ever find out?
I think there was like 5 on the offense, and at least they kept the offensive line intact, I heard. Let's see. I don't remember how many on defense. Junior probably has got a better tap on that than I do. By the way, guys, if you like our shows and you like everything, tap our app. We support Nick Saban Jr., Kangaroo Black football channels. So if y'all want to check them out, I'll put them up probably toward the end of the show. Let's see here. But yeah, anyway, they were trying to play like, damn it, man, we we're the ones that's down in the dumps and all this. Yet hell, they've been out ranked number 2 or something like that all year long, and we're the ones that was taking all the crap, But they're trying to build themselves up as the underdog. ain't working. It ain't working. Not to me. But anyways, by the way, Nick Saban Jr. done a great job. He stood up for Alabama. He gave them facts, and they could not do a dadgum thing with it.
Yes, sir. I saw after the fact. I like I said, I missed the link that he showed us, and so I'm sorry, Nick Saban Jr. I did apologize to him, but I did leave a preemptive strike on that MMM guy's website. You know, I'm sure if you went back and saw my little statement up there talking about the Big Ten is weak as a conference, it's probably the weakest conference besides ACC.
Hey, I'll tell you what, guys. I seen it that in the text that Junior was going to come on, and everybody, we'll be there. We got you back, brother. And I was the only one that showed up.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right. I kept them idiots off of his back. That's right. Junior can count on me. If I can be there, I will be there.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Junior.
No, he done well. If y'all go back and watch it, he done really, really well.
I did. I did go watch it. Like I said, you know, I'm sorry, Icebox. Didn't mean to interrupt, you know, but you're right. You're the only one that was there for him. So you done good, big man.
Yeah, every time they try to start up with him, I'm like, okay. Hey, I've been around Georgia fans. They don't know how to trash talk. I can't trash talk, but I had enough in me that I kept them off of them. So go, Junior, go. You know, let him have it. I was so hoping he would tear into it, but he played he still done great. He done very well, but he just didn't annihilate him like he could have. You know, it was funny, actually. Florida Attorney General needs to apologize. Admit cocaine is a terrible drug. Get that gun right. Yep, that's right, Jeff. You did. After we lost to Texas, Bama wasn't losing another. I ain't the man, brother, but I am your brother. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say, Junior. Yes, sir. I got you back every chance I can. No matter what. All right, guys, we're gonna move on, and it's been fun so far. AT, you were requested to do some grading on Michigan's offensive line. I happen to know that he went above and beyond just the offensive line, or say just the offensive line for Michigan. I know this is going to take him a little bit, guys. So if you'll sit there and listen, you'll learn something about Michigan and what we'll be facing, and we'll carry on from there when he's done. While he's doing so, I'm going to step out. I'll have my headphones on. If you guys want to come on the show, go ahead and jump in there. I'll be back in about, I'll be back when he gets done. Yes, sir. I do too, Junior. I love it when he does this. That's why these headphones are staying on. Mr. Jones, glad to see you, brother. Glad to see you. I hope I haven't missed anybody, but I'll be right back. I'm going to put AT center stage. AT, you know what to do with it, brother. I am out of here. I'll be back in just a few minutes. I got my headphones on, man. Impress me.
I got you covered, brother. Hey, guys, how y'all doing tonight? Roll Tide. We're looking for another championship this year. They put us in at number 4 just to piss us off, I think. Little background on this. Everybody talks about, you know, Michigan's defense is supposed to be so good and so great, and they're a great number 1 and all this. Penn State, though, has the number 1 ranked defense in the country, total yards defense in the country. They give up average of 223 yards a game and 11 points. Now, I'm saying Penn State because of what happened today. Today, Ole Miss played Penn State, and they put up 540 yards and 38 points on them. 540 yards, and they only normally give up 223. Okay, when they played Alabama, we gave up 301, and, you know, we only gave up 10 points to them. So what kind of defense are we really talking about here? And everybody, you know, Michigan, one talks about their defense, how good it is, how great it is, and everybody knows they're playing in a weakest T kind of league. So anyway, I just wanted to start off with that, you know, to let everybody know how great a Penn State's defense is supposed to be the number 1 defense for total defense in the country. Let me get my records around and turn back around here too. So anyway, I did grade out the Michigan-Iowa game. When Michigan played Iowa, I went back and I watched their offensive line and graded out like I do Alabama's line, just see how good they were actually and see what the true story was rather than just looking at score about 26-0. You know, it wasn't that it wasn't that the Iowa wasn't any good. Their offense, Musho's offense, high school could do better than that. But anyway, so I graded out their offensive line and their left tackle for them. Before I say anything about that, Michigan's starting right tackle, right guard, Zenter. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Zenter. He was out for the game, so they had to move their right tackle down to right guard and bring in another guy. So their starting left tackle was Henderson. He got 46 plays correct out of 64, and so he graded out 71% against Iowa. Now, again, this is Iowa, and all they do is play. I could do a better offense than what Iowa done. So Henderson, he's left tackle. He graded out, like I said, at 71%. And then, their left guard, Keegan, he also graded out 71%. These are low 70s, if you'll notice, and it only gets worse. Their starting center, his name is Nugent. I bet he ain't no kin to Ted Nugent, because Ted Nugent could probably play a center better than he did. This guy, their starting center, graded out at 67% against Iowa. And Iowa did play a lot of zone, and so they kept everything in front of them the entire game, and so Michigan could not do anything downfield. Anyway, Nugent, their starting center, graded out 67%. And I know that sounds like winning, but anything over 50 is not winning. 67%, is barely getting the job done. Their right guard that they moved down, right guard his name was Barnhart. Yeah. He graded out 67% as well. So their starting center and starting guard both graded out 67%. And then the guy that come in, the right tackle, his name was Jones. He had to come in and he played. He graded out at 71% as well. So for the record, it's 71 to 67% for the whole entire offensive line, the way they graded out. So their offensive line didn't play good at all. And here in a minute, I'm going to tell you a little more about it. And I think you agree with me. Their offensive line is not that good. Of course, again, Iowa's defense is good, but their tight ends graded out at 54%. That's losing. I mean, it's above 50%, but that's losing football. Your tight ends cannot grade out 54%, and you run the ball against a quality team, and they really didn't. Man, they really didn't do much the entire game. Michigan's offense didn't have to do much because of the Iowa's defense was such a horrible thing to watch. So what I got down on here, let me just make sure if I get this right before I mess up. Here we go. Tennessee, damn it. Michigan's offense scoring drives. One of their drives was 13 plays, 52 yards. They scored a field goal off of it. 13 plays, 52 yards with a field goal. One of their drives was 2 plays, 5 yards. They kicked they scored a touchdown. They scored a touchdown on. That's when they had that punt return, and they returned it all the way back to the 5. So it was a 2-play drive for a touchdown. Then there was a 1-play drive for 6 yards as a touchdown. Then their next scoring possession was 4 plays for -3 yards, and they got a field goal out of it. Then their last scoring drive was 6 plays for 6 plays, 23 yards, and got a field goal out of it. Now, if you add all that up, 52, 5, 6, -3, and then 23, that ain't much of a damn performance, you ask me. But that was their scoring drives. They scored 26 points. Now, here's the thing. Punt returns count, special teams count, but they set them up right there on that drive at the 5-yard line. They only had to go 2 plays for 5 yards. And then interception for a turnover, gave them the ball back down again at about the I think it was a 6-yard line where they gave them the ball. So their defense and special teams what put them in the position to actually win that game. Because Michigan's offense really didn't do much of anything at all the entire game, and how they think they're going to hold up against us is just it's ridiculous. I mean, anybody looking at this can sit there and see that their offense is just not what everybody thinks it is. But I will tell you this: their quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, will be healthy for this game. And guys, if you watched him any at all, go back and watch Ole Miss game. Watch Jackson Dart. Him and Jackson Dart are twins. They got the same body build, the same throwing motion, the same run. Both can run. McCarthy's supposed to be able to run a 4.40 when he's healthy, but right now they said he's had a foot problem all year long, so I don't really know if he's really going to be 100% healthy, but he will run the ball. So we got a running quarterback to deal with this coming Monday, and so that's one of the things we got to worry about. McCorum, the running back, he's a little dude. He runs hard for his size, but I ain't worried about him too much. Their tight end is similar to Brock Bowers from Georgia in that they utilize him a whole lot. Now, he ain't nowhere as good as Bowers, but he is a good catching, a receiving tight end. He's a good tight end. His name's Loveland. They throw to him more than anybody on the team, so he will be one we need to really watch and to break down and to keep him from hurting us on 3rd and 8s or something along them lines. Don't let him bust behind our line and get us for a play. Let's see what else I got for you. I was reading over some stuff on here as Air's Icebox.
Yeah, I was just running the board a little bit before I pop back on.
I got you. They had some plays on here that absolutely just I don't understand how the refs call some of the plays. Of course, any game you can pick out a play and say the ref missed this, the ref missed that, and that's fine. But after watching that game, I was not satisfied at all. Iowa's offense is probably ranked 145 out of 144. I mean, they should be in their own damn category. They're horrible. I mean, that offense just – it ain't worth a damn. So I went back and watched the Ohio State game against Michigan, and I graded Ohio State's offense against Michigan's defense to get a better idea. At least Ohio State has a pulse, has a heartbeat, that they're alive. They're not like Iowa. I mean, that's horrible. So I went back and I graded Ohio State's game against Michigan, and Ohio State's offensive line, starting the left tackle like I always do. His name is Josh Simmons. He graded out at 74% against Michigan's defensive front, 74% for the left tackle. And so that ain't much above their 71% against Iowa earlier when Michigan was playing. So that's okay, but, again, it ain't that good. And their left guard named Donovan Jackson, he graded out 74% again against Michigan.
That sounds pretty good, though.
Yeah, 74 better. They do grade out, didn't they? Their starting center is a name Carson Heinzman or something. I think it's Heinzman. He graded out 74%. So I mean, they're doing okay as far as overall numbers. They're not just falling out the bottom. But the right guard, Mr. Matt Jones, he had trouble. He only graded out 68%, which don't sound like a difference between 68 and 71, but that's a difference of 3 or 4 plays, and that can get you beat. Their right tackle, Josh Fryer, graded out 77%. Now, there's a spot in that game where I got about 6 plays that the replays did not show me, so I'm short about 5 plays, and I know I am. I know what 5 they are, but I can't find them, so I'm having to take off 5 plays, so their grades are -5 difference. But the right tackle, Josh Fryer, graded out at 77%, which is good. I mean, that's winning football. Their tight ends, they use several different tight ends like Alabama did, and I always group them together, but their tight ends graded out at 67%. And I know what you're thinking, how come tight ends seem to be always grading out low? They get in traffic a lot. They pull, they get in traffic, they get hung up. If a lineman gets knocked back, it knocks them off. They don't make their block. It ain't their fault, but they still didn't get the job done. So I'm sorry, it is what it is. So your tight ends have a harder time getting their blocks than most because they're always having to get through some kind of traffic. So again, their tight ends all graded out 67%. And I look at Michigan's offense as a poor man Georgia almost, in the fact that they throw the tight end more than anybody else. They're conservative, they run the ball a lot. Except for the quarterback, like I said, if he's healthy, he's another Jackson Dart. I mean, he runs just like him. But what I do love about the guy is whenever J.J. McCarthy takes off, he likes to throw the ball back across his body. And when you do that, that ball's going to have to cross through several different people, and you can pick him off. And I think if we can get him running around early and get him shook early, we get him throwing across his body. Old Caleb will be back there just licking his chops, looking at 2 or 3 interceptions. Icebox. I really don't think that he can throw against his body against us. We got speed that they have not ever seen.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna put this up because I like this because I think it's got a lot to do with what's going to happen. Justin Summerlin said we need to bring pressure from the inside from our D line and let our edge rushers go home or get home. He's exactly right. From just listening to you on the grading system of Michigan's O line, it sounds like their strongest suit is on the edges. Oh, geez, I can't even think right now. The left and right tackle. I was thinking while I was listening to you out there that it sounded like to me the right side is going to be weaker than their left side. And from what on, you're going to have 1 or 2 on that left side. But then again, like I said, they face people like Dallas Turner and that over on the left-hand side of that caliber, I don't believe. But still, even so, they're not number 2 or number 1 for, just to be a joke. I mean, probably in Southern Conference, they might be middle of the pack or just 3/4 above, about like an LSU this year. But, being where they're at, now the question is, guys, and I'm going to ask this question, and I know it's a hard question, okay? Alabama has a bad habit of leaving points out there on the field. That is the number one reason I say if Michigan's got any kind of chance in this game, it's for that one reason only. And we're talking penalties or mistakes or getting things called back. You know what I'm saying? We have a bad habit of it, I mean, look at the Auburn game. It should not have been that close. Georgia, I understand. I mean, you seen what Georgia did tonight to FSU, make them look silly. So I can understand the lower scores of Georgia and Alabama game, but the Auburn game, I know it's at Auburn. They put curves and rocks out there in that field that only they know where everything is at. I know that type of deal. It's like playing Boston Garden. You don't know where the loose boards are. There's some kind of deal. Come on, it was at Auburn. But still, it should not have been that close. I don't understand why we do that. Maybe we're just still young. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I see that Michigan has half a chance of doing something in this game or keeping it close. Let's see. Yeah, I'm with Stephen Hicks right here. We need Bama to play a complete game. Complete. Don't leave the points out there on the field. I understand, we understand that, Milroe is going to get sacked here and there because he does what he does. I understand that, I don't like it, but, hey, that's part of his game. Chase McClellan's back. He's back there. So now we've got all 4 of them. J.J. McCarthy. I'm not really going to down the guy. I really ain't, because I do believe he does have a quarterback arm. I don't understand why he doesn't throw. I don't understand why he's only and Junior can straighten me out. I believe he said he's got like 1 touchdown pass in 4 games. Don't understand that. Unless he's making the throws, they get down to like the 5-yard line and they're handing it off to the running backs. That's the only thing I can understand there.
Yeah, if they try to do like they did that one team and lay on the run, it's going to be a long night for them because they're not going to be able to lay into us like that. And our defensive front with Jaheim Otis out there, I love Jaheim Otis, and I look for the game. They're like I said, their right tackles. I guess he's played before, but their right guard got hurt center, and they moved the guy left the right tackle down to right guard and brought in another right tackle. So their right side will be a little bit different than what it's been used to all year long. And that's the side that I think that's a primary side that Dallas Turner's going to line up on. If I'm remembering correctly, he lines up on our left most of the time. And we might come out with an odd even front to find out what we need to run with to begin with. But I don't. They're not gonna be able to run the ball like that. I mean, they're gonna run some. They're a good ball club, but they ain't gonna be able to run against us like they have these other teams. What was it, Penn State or somebody ran the ball all the second half? They never threw the ball once in the second half, I think it was. And if they try it against us, it's going to get out of hand quick for them because they're going to be three and out, and that defense is going to get tired.
Well, I haven't heard a lot about their defense. I mean, come on. There's not a lot of offense up there that's being played that impresses me,
Yes, sir.
So I don't know that you can you call me sir one more dadgum time, see what happens. I'll
Yes,
zap
ma'am.
you off his there you go. That's better.
Hey, you never know, guy. You never know the pronouns.
Yeah, nowadays, Jack, I tell you, better be careful. I think YouTube is on a little witch hunt trying to block people's channels here lately, from what I'm hearing.
Oh,
Yep. So be careful. They had a month to prepare. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, they're saying the same thing up there in Michigan. Oh, you don't give Jim Harbaugh a month to prepare. Well, okay, you got a month to prepare. Let's see what you do with it. Hey, 6-0, good to see you, bud. Yeah, Bond's talking a little trash. I'm gonna tell you what, guys. Alabama is jacked about this game. If you ain't, they are. They're looking forward to it. I don't blame them. I can't wait until we get at least a 2-touchdown lead on them. I'm gonna be biting my nails. You know what I'm saying? Because I do not want to lose to the cheatingest football this year. Yeah, it'd be a difference if they had played a good schedule and had some closer games. But they don't. Nothing about them excites me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, okay, here's Alabama fixing to play FSU again. Is what it sounds like. We know it ain't going to be that way. Michigan's got more pride than that, surely.
yeah, I agree with you 110%. Michigan, they're better than they were. Since I watched the last two games, they're better than I gave them credit for, but not a lot better. Their offensive line is good. Their defensive line is good. They're not SEC good
caliber. They're not SEC caliber. Yeah,
exactly.
I get that.
No, you're right. That's exactly right. I look for us to show up and show out. The best I've seen our offensive line look this year was, of course, the last game, right? Where we was pushing Georgia. As part of murder ball, you see the line, our offensive line surge 3 and 4 yards before the back ever gets touched. That's murder ball. Because, if you get 4 yards for your touch, you're going to get 5 or 6 yards. And that's what we was doing against the best defense at that time. We, played against Georgia. Yeah, I mean, it might not be as good as their pass defense, but we was knocking them off the ball 4 and 5 yards. And I don't think it's going to be a difference against Michigan. Just Michigan, I think it's going to be a little bit fatter and slower.
Yeah, 6-0, I watched that. I couldn't stand much of it, though. That Brandon Liddell, he's the biggest whiner I ever seen in my life. And daggum, I ain't even going to bring this other cat's name. That dude's about an idiot.
I didn't get to see KB too much today. Like I said,
just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, I hope it does, Jeff. I hope it gets ugly really quick. Yeah, they got their little gumption tonight because they beat Florida State. They really wasn't saying nothing a whole lot until they beat them. Now they up like roosters right now. And I can't blame them. I mean, they showed out on Florida State. Good grief.
Well, Florida State used the excuse they didn't get in the playoffs to quit. I mean, that's what they done. These guys, every damn one of them quit. And for every one of them that quit, Norville ought to have their names written down. And then, the next year you ought to encourage them getting the transfer portal and start all over. Because, hey, I understand being upset because you didn't get what you wanted. I understand you didn't get the ideal prize, but you still had a chance to go undefeated. You still had an opportunity to show you could play with pride and you could take it like that, but you didn't. You laid your little whiny ass down. You opted out. You quit. You cried like a little. And there's no need in that. You was not going to change things, and now you make yourself look like a jackass, a total idiot, and just quitters. You know, Florida
That's it.
State quitters. They'll be called the quitters from now on going forward. Been quitting since 2023.
Yep, you're right. Absolutely right. That's what they did. Jeff, which side did you come on? Icebox side or did you come on Bam Dam side? Because I know. Well, let me ask you that question, Brittany. Did Norvell encourage them to quit, or did they just quit on him? Yeah.
That might be. She might be right. I mean, I know maybe there was some stuff said behind the scenes. You know, we're not privy to. But
well, why would you tell a team to quit on you?
I agree.
Like that, and have your freshman come in there and get slaughtered like that. Yeah.
No, I agree.
If the coach has got something to do with it, he needs his little ass out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I know he was upset too. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he ran his mouth before he had a chance to catch his ass from running off the deep end, you know, or not. But I agree. You don't quit. I mean, you don't quit. And every daggone one of them laid down just about on him.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Some of y'all can't read the others' comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit of time, and I'll scroll down as we go, and that way you'll be able to read all of them. So if it ain't up there long enough, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to catch up, and it won't take me much. It won't take me much. So that way everybody can see what everybody was saying. Kind of got off train of thought there, AT. I'm sorry about that.
No, ain't no big worries. Did you see we picked up another transfer portal guy from A&M today at offensive lineman, Bertrand, I think?
I did.
I didn't know we was looking in the transfer portal for another offensive lineman, but that's fine with me.
Always use it. Well, I don't know. Our offensive line is not that bad this year, you know.
Like I said, I thought. Go ahead.
Matter of fact, on KB show, they were saying something about Beck was a better quarterback in Milrow. They have lost their freaking mind.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
All he does is stand on the pitcher's mound and throw the ball, and if you make him move off of it, he's going to throw it incomplete.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of their players went into the transfer portal, but they still put a good old ass whooping on FSU.
You know, I'm curious about Texas A&M. I'll check into it, I guess. Maybe somebody in the chat room might know if Nick Saban Jr. is still there. He might know. Out of that number one signing class that Texas A&M had a few years ago, how many guys are on that team are still there? Because, I mean, I know a whole boatload of them. That whole team is gone now. That whole defensive front is, but I don't know if all of them are gone. All the big boys are. I don't think they are.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Man, that's going to be a lost year. I mean, it's going to be a total lost year.
Well, another thing you got to keep in mind, too, is it's from pride. I don't care. If you sign up to play with a team, that's what you should be as a team. Show your pride. Hang on a minute. I'm going to get D-Man. Oh, yeah.
There he is. Junior, you out of focus there, buddy. You feeling okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, I be having a delay on my side, man. So when y'all pop me on, sometimes I don't even see myself. But I'm seeing myself now, though.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. I'm just listening to y'all, enjoy y'all with this great football talk on my side, man.
Hey, ain't that grading stuff great? I enjoy that stuff.
Because that's something I don't even do. I don't even know how to, so.
Well, I appreciate that. He told me how he does it, but you got to have the time, and that takes work.
Yeah,
and that's the reason I try when he does it. Yeah, I try to make sure sometime during the week that he gets on the show and gets to do that, because that's a lot of work, and it's always interesting. And it kind of tells you where your football team is at a little bit.
Yes, exactly. Like, it's one of them times what the Big Ten, like, when I did the video about it a couple days ago, I found the Michigan fans out of the woodwork with that video, but they get mad and when you bring up the numbers, and they say you bringing up the numbers, that's a cheap narrative, recyclable BS. But the thing is, if it sounds recycled, if it sounds like everybody else is saying it, it's probably because it's true. It's because it's true. I'm trying to tell you that this number 2 ranked defense, this number 1 ranked defense by Penn State that we seen today, all this is overhyped when you playing a lot of teams that are ranked in the 100s. That is overhyped. Right. We seen Ohio State go down. They had the number 3 defense in the country. We seeing these top defenses in the Big Ten getting beat by SEC opponents, and I'm trying to tell people the SEC. We play quality opponents, even with our bottom tier teams. There's still better quality competition than most of these guys' top tier teams. But that's stuff that I want to hear. I realize from work, from fooling around with these Michigan fans the last couple of days, they are very different from the way we view football. I try to tell you when you bring up numbers, they'll go watch the game. And what they don't understand is I watch the game. I'm a football junkie. I really don't care. I like the eye test. But what got me interested in the numbers is when I hear people say, oh, this is the number 1, this is the number 2, this. Then I'm like, let me go look at the numbers. Then I'm like, if they're number 1 and they don't see who they're playing, because if they're number 1 and they look like this by my eye test, the people they're playing can't be quality opponents. And when you look at the numbers, it's 100% true.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Guys, I want y'all to meet Mr. His name is Bill Smith. He's also from another channel that's come over here to see us. Hey, Bill, hope you're doing well. I've talked to AT a little bit, but y'all missed a dadgum good conversation about some Bigfoot stuff the other night, and Bill will back me up on that. That was a great little, I call it kind of like a miniature interview, buddy, but that was a good one. Now, I hope to get the lady back, but I'm kind of thinking she's not going to do it. But anyways, back to football. Yeah, you're right. You know, they're claiming Penn State number 3, and there's let's put it this way. Our defense and our way of playing down here, we have a lot. I mean, look what's happening. Who has embarrassed us this today? Auburn.
Yes.
Okay. You know, Auburn. You know, and it shouldn't have been that way. They lost it. You know, they give up on the coach on this one for some reason. But the way they play up there up north, and you know, I was with you over there, and I already brought it up when you was doing that other show. Man, they're acting like they're the ones they're trying to recycle our story, the ones that we actually did live through. They have not, and they're acting like, oh man, we've had to come up from the bottom and fight through this and that, and everybody's bullshit. That's why I call this bullshit show.
You started off on top and you stayed on top because of the way you play it. I made a comment. He was asking me basically to tell the story of how Alabama got to where we are today. And I said, I was saying something, then I said, but you know, Alabama, you see the championship or bust. That's our expectations. Somebody in the comments put, let's be for real, Michigan has more expectations than Alabama. And during the show, you can look at my facial expressions and I'll be like, I'm like, expectations than Alabama. And they ain't did nothing since 97. I think it was 97. Like,
tell it to tell it, Daddy. There you go. Tell it, brother. I love it.
And with this ranked defense, this high ranked defense, you can do a deeper dive and go look at the quarterback ratings of each quarterback they played. It's only 3 quarterbacks that have a decent quarterback rating. Not a good quarterback rating, a decent, but the other ones is trash. Iowa's quarterback rating is so pitiful. Their quarterback rating is like, it's bad. It is like, I'm like, wow, they're really overrated for real.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Junior. I think Maryland is the one that beat the crap out of Auburn today.
Yeah,
Michigan just rolled right over them guys. Does that speak well of Michigan?
They really, what you said again now.
Okay, I'll tell you what, let me back up, let me make sure, but did not Maryland play Auburn today?
Yes, they did.
and Maryland put a whooping on them. I mean, they done a little bit better than FSU, but they did put a whooping on them. But Michigan also played Maryland this year during the regular season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
and they beat Maryland.
Wasn't it?
Does that speak well of Michigan? And should it give us concern of how, I mean, Maryland destroyed Auburn? Does that give us concern Michigan against Alabama?
Listen, Maryland, they played well against Michigan. But Maryland made a lot of mistakes and Michigan capitalized off of it. But even with that all being said and done, Talia Tagovailoa threw an interception towards the end of the game. I think it was a pick six, and they only beat them by a touchdown or something like that.
Okay. Well, you see where I'm going with that. Is it called? I've already brought up one concern: leaving points out on the field, whether it be penalties, doing something stupid, something like that. So that's the kind of concern that I'm worried about. How are we going to play this game? But from all indications, from what I'm seeing, Alabama is jacked up. I seen the interview today with Jalen Milroe, Mechie, and who else was there? I can't even remember him right now. But really, Jalen, I mean, he's talking well of everything down there, from our incoming quarterback all the way up to how the guys are practicing, and all of them actually are. This is not going to be just Alabama coming in there and laying down.
No. Honestly, with this Michigan thing, look, any given Sunday, something can happen. But I just don't think it'll be this Sunday. I don't think it'll be this.
I know J.J. McCarthy would be the healthiest. Supposedly he's been in a while, Nick Jr. What do you think about his running when he's healthy? Like I said, he reminds me of Jackson Dart, everything, his body build, his height, his weight, his mechanics. He looks like Jackson Dart, except they say he runs a 4.4, like I said earlier, when he's supposedly healthy, but I don't know how fast he actually can run. Better runner than Jackson Dart. I mean, I know you've seen them both run, so what's your opinion? Because I'm running quarterbacks giving us.
Well, he probably is a better runner than Jackson Dart, but is he a better runner than Jane Daniels?
No.
Know what I'm saying? Like, he probably runs a 4.4. I don't know. But he doesn't play at a 4.4 speed. He doesn't play at a 4.4 speed.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. When I said 4.4, I said, you got to be kidding. I think that's just somebody, when you look in a program in high school, you see a guy listed 6'4", 250 pounds. You look out there and he might be 6 foot, 190 pounds. So that makes you wonder if they sort of cheat the numbers a little bit.
I mean, like he might. I don't know, but I just like, one of the things that I bring up, like, they're like, why do you feel so confident? I feel so confident because our defense has stepped up to the best offenses in the country, stepped up to the LSUs, we stepped up to the Ole Misses, we stepped up to the Tennessees, we stepped up to the Georgias. Our defense did that, and with their offense is really one dimensional. Blake Corum, Blake Edwards, and occasionally hit a tight end or something, but it's very one dimensional. And Alabama game playing on defense can really eliminate the best thing they do. Like, it's like, I do not see a chance at all. I do not see a chance.
Yeah, let's get on to that. The defense of Alabama. How do you see them doing against the offense? I mean, they're talking about the running backs, talking about it heavy. I happen to think, and of course, I've been wrong on quarterbacks this year. Everybody knows that playing lacrosse is not football. So my quarterback assessment has not been too good this year. So,
yeah, but you were respectable though, Icebox. So you done good. I mean, let's go right ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, my point is, my judgment of quarterbacks has not been great. So I'm asking, is J.J. McCarthy, is he going to be able to move the ball against the defense of Alabama? And I can give you my opinion, but I'd rather hear it from you guys than their running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, whatever you want to throw in there. How is our defense going to stack up against their offense? That's what I'm wanting to get out of you guys.
Go ahead.
If they can deliver a balanced offense, running, passing, and Jay Carter making plays or making plays on his own, whether it's with his arm or his extending plays with his legs to find some open, they could. But based off of what we're seeing, they're really one-dimensional, and one-dimensional is not going to cut it against Alabama. It's not going to cut it against Alabama being one-dimensional. But if they can switch it up, like I said, come out balanced, they could. One thing that Michigan, they want to throw in our face, how Auburn ran the ball on us. Okay, they did. Mm-hmm. But they don't realize how Auburn ran the ball on us. The way Auburn ran the ball on us is the way Michigan, they don't play like that. They don't go fast. They don't go hurry up huddle. They don't run see, Hugh Freeze knew that Alabama liked to run a lot of combo sets on defense. So Hugh Freeze knew how to confuse Alabama with switching in, switching out and stuff. That's how to do that. But Michigan doesn't do that. They really think they're going to line up against our defense and run it out and bully us. What Michigan doesn't realize, the offensive line looks okay up there in the Big Ten. But realize they push around undersized defensive linemen, undersized linebackers. We're not undersized at line. We're not undersized on the defense. If they do, kudos to them. And it's gonna be a hard time doing that though.
Well, I agree with that too. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Spots. Go ahead.
Yeah, just while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna come right back to you, AT. I feel like with our athleticism and speed that we have on our defense and defensive line, and I'm really looking for something really big out of and correct me on his name. Is it Aboibe? Am I saying his name right? Because I mess it up every time. And
that's as good as I can say it.
I really think that he's going to have 2 or 3 plays in here that is going to kind of upset that game of Michigan. I really do. I'm looking at, even if we're just a bit undersized, our speed, our athleticism is going to overpower just flat out meat on the field. You see what I'm saying there? They can throw the biggest offensive line out there. If you can beat them around and push and shove and do it with speed, they're going to have a big-time problem. All right, AT, go ahead, brother.
Well, I was just going to say, like I do, Kevin Stills made all the difference this year because of last year. Golden, I ain't going to say his name. I am not saying his name. But second half, we make adjustments. The guy could not make adjustments. And it's like a boa constrictor. Michigan might start off doing 1 or 2 things against us, and they're going to make some plays because they are a quality team. But they're going to do a couple things, and they're going to look at it, and at halftime we're going to say, okay, when we see this again, we know to make an adjustment, and we will slowly constrict our ass down to little as nothing like we did Ole Miss. Ole Miss's offense is a lot better than Michigan's. I mean, I'd rather play Michigan. I ain't played them yet, obviously, so – but I think Michigan's offense isn't as good as Ole Miss's, and we shut them to 3 points in the second half, and I think 105 yards total offense in the second half, and, of course, we shut down Tennessee. We make that second half adjustment, and I don't think Michigan can make any adjustments during halftime to do anything to our defense because we're going to be playing straight-up defense. We're going to play a lot of man, which we do that. We will play some zone, but I know, and then when I graded out this game, Iowa's defense played a lot of zone against Michigan. That's all they played. About 90% of the game was zone, kept everything in front of them, and forced them to drive the ball, and they couldn't. And it's like I told y'all earlier on this, and I'll get back off of it, but their drives were given to them, the 5-yard line, the 10-yard line, the 12-yard. They weren't driving the ball far.
And see, that's the difference, AT, what I tell people. The difference in between Alabama, see, you are against a Penn State and decide to throw the ball, run the ball the whole second half because Penn State is not putting pressure on you on offense. We have a team that's going to pressure on your team to make you have to score. And the way you run score is not just running the ball. I agree so much to that. You're not against Iowa. They're able to do what they do against Iowa because Iowa was ranked like 130th in offense. So, yes, they got the number 5 defense, but guess what? You get no pressure put on you from their offense. So guess what? So what if they do stop you some of these drives? So what if they stop you? I know you can't 3 points. I know that for a fact. So I can still take my time and focus on trying to run the ball. About Blake Corum so much in this running back room. Blake Corum only had 200-yard rushing games. That was against Bowling Green and Penn State.
And reckon that's because the defense of Penn State that AT had alluded to earlier in the show. Didn't they say they were ranked number 3? So they're basically trying to throw money back over to the running back, saying he's such a great running back that he destroyed Penn State's defense, is what I'm gathering.
And see, what I'm looking at, the way I look at it is, hell, he got so many opportunities against that team to run, to get so many running tips, to get the chances to run, because their offense can't score. Their offense couldn't score, so they get off the field. And guess what? That puts the offense for Michigan right back on the field against this number 1 ranked defense. I don't care how good it is. No pressure from them. So just still take my time and try to force myself to run the ball. Think about it. They did not pass the ball the second half in that game. It's because so many opportunities that was given on the offensive side of the ball because of Penn State can't stay on the field to score against them enough. That game wasn't a blowout. I don't remember there wasn't no blowout game.
Yeah, I don't either. I feel like it's going to go down like this. Be honest with you, okay? Michigan's going to come out with their best foot forward, and that doesn't bother me. The first quarter is not going to bother me. What will bother me is, I say, what's going to happen. In my opinion and in my view, Alabama will probably stay up in there with maybe a long pass or two to basically keep us in the game. But I believe we're going to try to wear out Michigan's defense. I believe that's where Alabama is looking that we stand a chance to lose the game. You know, that was like the Georgia game and everything. People were getting tired, getting sick over there on the Georgia side because we wore them out. We pushed them around, you know. And I really do believe that's what our offense is going to try to do. It's not going to be no 40-something to whatever score is, I would like to say and predict and everything. But I think it's going to be lower score than that. Go ahead, Junior.
And see, thing is, what I say to Michigan, they haven't been battle tested. Mm-hmm. So how do they respond when they actually get hit in the mouth? When they actually get punched, how do they respond? They don't even know how they're going to respond because they haven't been punched in the mouth. Where versus Alabama been punched in the mouth all season. And we respond well to it. I want to go some back to AT about making second half adjustments. At this point, the adjustments are even happening before the second half. The adjustments let's go back to the SEC game. After the first touchdown, Saban, his original game plan that they had from the get-go after that drive. He said, no, we're going to get to the quarterback with 4 guys. We're going to start the big play on the back end. Let's work. And after that first drive, the adjustments were made then. So it's like it's not even getting to the adjusting part. But Kevin Steele and the coaching staff, it's not even getting to the second half anymore. It's immediately as soon as we see this, we're going to adjust to it now.
Oh, I agree with you, and I just said second half because that's typically where we shut down Tennessee, we shut down Ole Miss. But you're right. As the season's progressed on, we've gotten quicker, faster on shutting down what the other team done. You're exactly right, and we'd start putting anaconda on them and just struggling the hell out of them. They get worried about it, and they try to do something stupid, and we just wear them down.
Yep.
And that's what I was trying to get to. We'll start doing something around the second quarter. I don't know about the adjustments, but I can see it coming. But I do see a plan on working on slowing down the defense. Is what I'm getting at. The offense, they're going to be trying. I got so much daggum confidence in our defense, it's just not funny. I cannot bring my mind to the point where Michigan's offense is just going to wear out our defense. I can't get a hold of it. I can't see it. I can't even comprehend it right now.
Well, talk about
I would
Michigan.
be-
I know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say, let's see if I can remember my train of thought. They're saying that the over-under, I think, is 43, so they're looking at a 23-20 kind of ball game is what they're saying, with the point spread being anywhere from 1.5 to 2. So 23 points. Okay, now can you see Michigan scoring, unless we just F it up, can you see Michigan scoring 23 points against us when the Ole Miss couldn't even score but 10 and then 3 in the second half? And we're better. I mean, everybody gets better, but we have gotten so much better, quicker and faster, like you were saying. We start making our adjustments quicker on the fly rather than wait until halftime. I don't see them scoring 23 points. And Vegas is usually pretty damn close to what the over-under of 43 is. So if they can't score 23, that means we're going to. But they got the wrong one favored for now because of the betting public. They want a 50-50. So I think they're looking at more of a 27 to 14, 28 to 14 kind of, maybe 28-17 kind of game. And I think they can't score that many points against us. I think we can put 28 up on them. And then one of them touchdowns could be a punt return because of Caleb being back there now instead of Kool-Aid. I'll tell you what, their linebackers, after watching these last two games against Ohio State and against Iowa, Michigan's linebackers look slow to me. They look slow, and if they're slow on that quick out that we run a lot of times, the running back comes through on it, and they're going to have hell catching that. And if we misdirect them one time, it's going to pop quick deep. And if that safety don't have the right angle on Prentice or Isaiah Bonds, he's gone.
That
I just don't think.
And on top of that, all right, when you try to stop Miro coming to run, if you got a spy on him, do you really expect this speed guy to catch up with the Miro or slow Miro down? Like and enemy SEC bias and Alabama bias, but I really can't see it. I can't buy into the hype. I really can't buy into the hype, man.
Well, it also goes back, if you think about Alabama when we played Georgia, okay? Georgia spied him with two linebackers, not one, and their linebackers are faster. So if Michigan spies us with two linebackers, Isaiah Bonds going to truck them all day and all night, we can run a P. What's really going to bust wide open if they use two spies, if we run that wheel run out of the backfield like we did Jamarian Miller against Georgia, a little wheel round out of the backfield. That's going to be wide open all day long. And linebackers can't get out there and worry about Jalen. It's going to be oh shit time, why Bama name you score.
But let me ask you guys a question then. Is it going to be wise for Michigan to run 1, 2, or 0 spies? What would you do if you was Michigan?
I try to shoot him in the leg. Say again. I said something, took over what you said, Junior. Say again, Junior.
I said, you said shoot him in the leg. I said I wouldn't even come to the game.
I mean, they're not going to catch Jalen because Georgia couldn't. When he gets that angle and he's so damn big, everybody thinks he's running 30 miles an hour and he's running 36 miles an hour. And they take that wrong angle. By the time they say, oh, shit, it's too late, he's already 10 yards down in front of them. They're going, please trip and fall.
See, when I talk about Miro, especially lately, I bring up the Georgia game. Why do I bring up the Georgia game? Because people like to look at eye-popping numbers for a quarterback. So I bring up the Georgia game. I say, Miro didn't have the eye-popping numbers for a quarterback during the Georgia game. I said, but you realize that dude made football plays when football plays were needed to be made. A lot of people like, well, he's a better thrower. What the hell does that matter if you're not making the football plays in the football game when it matters? Hell, a lot of quarterbacks better than Gary Miro, but they're not playing in the college football playoffs right now.
I agree.
Guys, there's something I'm gonna throw at y'all. Junior, I'm gonna throw two things at you because it's time for me to go smoke a cigarette. One, I'm gonna leave you with this. Who's the better coach? You know where I'm going with this because they said it on the dadgum show. They literally believe that Jim Harbaugh is the best coach this season. I mean, he's better than Saban, all this kind of crap. And you know where I'm going with that. I want you to comment on that again because now you got the freedom to say what you want to say. You ain't got a bunch of dadgum Michigan fans around here where you have to be all nice about it. You can actually say what you want to. The second thing before I leave, okay? Tommy Rees, coached with Notre Dame for a couple of years. You know he's had to play in and around Michigan. We have some kind of insight onto how they play the game. What do you think about that? I'm going to get out of here just for about 5 or 6 minutes, guys, and I'll be back. I'm going to leave this up here while I'm gone. There we go. I'll be back in just a few minutes, guys.
So to answer your question, who I think is the better coach, I think Jim Harbaugh is the better coach if he was coaching kickball or something like that. If we're talking about football, coach is the better coach. And it's crazy that's why I say Big Ten. That's why I say Big Ten people see football different from what we see people. They told me, because when he asked me, he said, who do you think the better coach? You take the floor first. And he said, obviously we're going to split. And I said, why do you think Jim Harbaugh is a better coach? And he gave me the spiel or whatever. Well, my thing is, he talked about how Jim Harbaugh did it with lesser players and how he did it at Stanford and all this crap or whatever with less 4 or 5 stars. I said, well, the reason why Coach Saban has the 4 or 5 stars is because the name has built for himself. So that comes from he has put in the game. That's why he can recruit 4 and 5 stars at a level that nobody is in right now. Then he talked about doing it with less players. This is the point to get hit on the show. He doesn't know the amount of 3-stars that has came to Alabama as a 3-star and left Alabama as a star and went on to the NFL and become stars. He doesn't realize that. And let's go on to something else I touched on. Him having to hire replace coaches year in and year out. He does that at a high level. A lot of coaches cannot replace coaches at a high level like Coach Saban does. That is the skill. That is the talent. That is knowing what you want. That is knowing what you want and going to get what you want. Being able to coach the coaches up. Because the coaches need coaches as well. Let's look at Tommy Rees to the season. Tommy Rees was going through some growing pains just as well as his team. And I'm pretty sure Coach Saban had to coach him through this process. Like, coach him through the process. Coach Saban speaks for itself. It doesn't, but the things that Coach Saban has done is not because of a couple of national championships at Alabama. It's over decades of what he has done. It's over the decades. It's the work he put in at Michigan. It's the work he put in at LSU. It's the work he put in when he was with the Cleveland Browns. It's the work that he has put in to be able to do the things and understand how the game goes now. Who makes the adjustments, not in-game adjustments, but ball adjustments? When they threw all these news and wrinkles out, who was able to make the adjustment? Coach Saban. When they tried to change the rules for one, they made the adjustment to change the rules. When he realized that he couldn't just run the ball 30 times a game and just grind a pound, and what he do? He go and hire a freaking Lane Kiffin, a coach that nobody didn't want to touch at the time, a coach that Alabama fans, we really didn't want to see him at Alabama at the time, but he was bold enough to go and make that move and get somebody in and be able to change up the offense. And what happens after that? He's able to go and get a Brian Dable, a Mike Locksley, a Sarkisian. He's able to keep up with the game. When this NIL transfer portal stuff, who was the coach that told people the way it was going to go and the rich were going to get richer? And what they say, he was crying. Saban being a crybaby. And now who's laughing at him back, crying about the transfer portal and NIL now because Coach Saban is winning this thing. So if you want to tell me this bull crap that Jim Harbaugh is a better coach than Coach Saban, crap, I know you don't see football the way we see football. I know you don't. Somebody tried to tell me, well, he was a better NFL coach. What the hell does it matter if he's a better NFL coach when Coach Saban isn't coaching the NFL? We're talking about college football, bro.
I agree with you 110%, Nick Saban Jr. You're right on the money. I was sitting there thinking the same thoughts on a lot of stuff. I've never heard anybody call Jim Harbaugh Big Game Jim, or something like that. In the NFL, he gets the Super Bowl, he loses the Super Bowl. And in college, he gets to the playoffs and he loses. He ain't won a single one of them, has he? And so, I mean, nobody's calling him that, and again, like you said, one of Saban's things that nobody understands, the hardest thing about coaching, especially college ball, is when you bring in the up-and-coming guys and you're training and teaching them and you're having success and winning championship after championship, everybody comes after your offensive coordinator. Everybody comes after your defensive coordinator. You got to be able to find that replacement for him quick. You can't go out there and grab your own guy. Now, he's missed some. He missed with I can't remember his name, that Texas quarterback one year.
But that happens when you continue having to go through that cycle. You're gonna hit him. You're gonna miss on sometimes. That's what happens when you continue to do it. But Avery bounce back from it like he did this season.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, you hire coaches. When you realize you missed, you get rid of them and encourage them to go somewhere else. Like a Bill O'Brien, you encourage him to get on out of there and stuff like that. And you didn't hear about him firing old Golden Boy. He got a job at Ole Miss, rather. So, I mean, replacing coaches is something you got to be able to do. And you look out there at Clemson now, and look what's happening to him. He's dropped down, 8-4 this year? And, I mean, he ain't up there in the playoffs this year. He ain't nowhere near the playoffs because he can't replace the coaches. His coaches, one of his coaches out of Oklahoma now, and then you can't replace coaches unless you got a good tree. And that's one of the biggest things. Saban could take in a guy like a Steve Sarkisian that got fired for being drunk at one of their things. Well, I forgot what now. He got drunk and he gets fired, and he takes them in. He rehabs them and gets them back to where he'd be head. That's what Steve Sarkisian right now out of Texas owes every bit of this to Coach Saban. Lane Kiffin winning 11 games at Ole Miss. He owes all that to Coach Saban. You look at Dabo, I mean, he wasn't never at Alabama when Saban's there, but you see how he's falling down. You watch and see in a few more years if he don't get fired or let go from there. And I don't see him coming to Alabama, but I don't think he's got 3 years left in him at Clemson. I think Clemson is going to want to get rid of him in about the next 3 to 4 years. If they go 8-4 for 3 years in a row, he's gone.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in real quick. I have to back up what Junior was saying. Since Saban come to Alabama, what is the first thing he does? He hits the recruiting trail, gets some players in here. Second thing he does, he goes and builds the weight room, changes the whole thing. Next thing you know, we're building the stadium, okay? Next thing you know, we're running coaches out of the SEC because Alabama beats them so bad. Next thing you know, we've got people in the NCAA changing the rules to try to keep Alabama out of the dadgum playoffs. Every time Saban does good, it turns into gold, and he has changed the whole landscape of college football. Everybody is chasing his tail. It's what Saban has done since he's got here. So what? You got Jim Harbaugh's had a couple of good seasons in the Big Ten. That's all you can say. And they don't have the schedules nowhere near the SEC. You can't tell me that Jim Harbaugh is a better coach. He has not affected the NCAA college football world, period. He ain't even touched it the way that Saban has done since he's been at Alabama. He didn't even do this when he was at LSU. He come to Alabama and says, I want free reign of what we do with the college football, and look what he has done. He has not only probably made millions for Alabama, I would dare say he's in the billions. I don't know, but I would dare say that.
Easily in the billions. There ain't no way around it. You got 100,000 seat stadium, and you put 100,000 people in there at the one game and they all buy a hot dog and that's it. That's $100 million right there, just on hot dogs. You know, I mean.
Now, I'm going to say this. He has made his mistakes. And right here, when I put this up there, you will understand. I think we can thank O'Brien. That's one of his mistakes. And we've had to tolerate him for 2 years, him and Pete Golding. That is probably one of his biggest mistakes he has ever made. Go ahead, Junior.
See, I want to comment on that. See, if you're a real coach, you can look at talent. See, I'm a type of guy, I can work with what I got. If I got to coach this, I'm gonna find the best of your abilities and work to it. And see, I'm going back to Bill O'Brien on this because when he first got out, midway that season, I was telling people, I said, he is not it. This guy is not it. And people thought I was out of my mind. They thought I was insane because what John Mechie, Jameson Williams, and Bryce Young was doing for this team. That's it. I said, no, those three guys are Cup Bill O'Brien flaws. What happens when those two go down and it's just Bryce? Now you're relying on Bryce. You had no development on this side of the ball, so now you're looking flawed. And then when we lose that national championship, I still give him the benefit of the doubt. I say this was his first year. Maybe he was still learning the ropes. After the second game of that season, when we played Texas, I said, I tell y'all, he is not it. He doesn't know how to create it in the moment. He doesn't know how to go off script. And with that being said, you do not know how to develop talent. Jalen Miro would have been a challenge for him to try to develop, and that is not the challenge he wanted because he is a stubborn guy. He only want to do what he does, and he didn't want to develop Miro. So you look at a Miro and be like, whoa, I can use you somewhere else. Don't play quarterback because you can't develop that type of talent. You don't know how to really coach. Let's be free.
All right.
Bill O'Brien, he gets because he was surrounded by Bill Belichick most of his with the Patriots. Let's be for real about it.
Yeah. All right, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get AT's opinion on it because Junior hit it a while ago. He gets coaches in and out every year, seems like, and I mean, come on, guys. We all heard the story when Reese first come here. He was really come on, Buckner, stay in the program, this and that kind of stuff, you know, basically buttering up to Buckner at the time. And I think it kind of rubbed some of the team wrong when he done that. I guarantee you, Saban went up to Tommy Reese and said, listen, we don't do it that way here. And I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. But I think he did tell him, you know, hey, we don't work that way down here. This is how we do things. This is what I need you to do. I ain't going to say he flogged him, but I guarantee you he gave him some advice. And like you said a while ago, he coaches. Because when they come here, they leave better coaching than when they first showed up. Our team, you know, and I'm going to go back to this. Oh, Jim Harbaugh, he's not the GOAT, but he's done a better coaching job this year. Bullshit. I'm going to throw it on you. Bullshit. When we got rid of O'Brien and Pete Golding, we went and you seen what Saban done. He was pissed. He went and got Steele. He knew Steele could coach a defensive game. So he went and got him. He wouldn't have to do much coaching there. He goes and gets an offensive mind that he respected and felt like he could coach into having us a good offense, and he went and got Tommy Reese. Okay? Tommy Reese is a young guy, but he had to be coached. Not so much as Steele, but he had to be coached up just like the players do. There was another video out that I seen where the guy was saying the coach was always on him, cussing him out just all the time in his butt. And they asked him, he said, why are you, and he confronted Saban about it. He said, why are you all the time in my butt and not nobody else's? He says, because I'm coaching the whole team. He said, there are some players out here that I can't say these things to, and they'll grab a hold of it. But when they see me on you, they take notice and say, I'm going to straighten up before he gets on me like that. You can take it. They can't. That's how I'm coaching this team. And look what happened. Yeah, you seen it, didn't you?
Yeah.
You talking about Ryan? It was Ryan Clark when he.
Yeah.
ESPN analyst. It was him.
Yeah, but you see the point that I'm making, though, just by using that, he knows how to coach people. He knows how to coach people into, what was it? I don't think it was Saban. I think it was the great Barry Bryant said, I will teach you how not to lose. And everybody's like, well, we want to win. Well, I'll teach you how not to lose, and that's the best thing I could do for you. This man knows how to coach people. He knows how to coach coaches. He knows how to coach Junior there. Mike could take a better flogging than I could, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. But by me seeing Junior getting fussed out and everything, I'm sitting there thinking, I better get my act together here. I'm next. You know what I'm saying? So he knows people, knows coaches.
At this point, he's coaching you through me. I might have to take the butt end, the bad of it, but he getting to you. He's getting to you. He's been important to you, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I was taking some classes in plant medications, okay, it's a hard thing to do, and I know it's off subject. But when I was there, the teacher, the mentor, whatever you want to call him, would always ask me questions like, what is this? What is that? What is this? What's it good for? What's it do? And I'm sitting there thinking, why in the world are you asking me all the time and not, there's 5, 6, or 7 more people back there, and he's never asking them anything. He's basically, okay, what is this? And when they guess it wrong, whatever, he would turn and look at me and say, well, what is it? Now I'd have to tell him. And I was newer than they were. And I'm sitting there, why is he all the time on me? And they're like, well, he knows that you know stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I'm here to learn too, And he said, basically there was saying he has confidence in me that I've learned and know things that he can teach the other class through you. And I'm like, well, okay, he's got the wrong guy, but okay, I can handle that kind of a story. Now back to what I was asking earlier. Tommy Rees. He has been at Notre Dame, coached at Notre Dame. How much of a benefit do you think he will be in this game, knowing the Big Ten like he does? AT?
Well, like we all know also, Saban went out and hired that former Alabama grad that was out of a job that had been up there at Michigan, so he's going to have a little inside information on the Michigan things as well. But Tommy Rees, what he learned about, more importantly than anything like we've been alluding to tonight, he learned how to coach his quarterback. Once he learned to coach his quarterback into doing things the quarterback done, he coached to his strengths, and stayed away from his weaknesses, or helped him with his weaknesses. That's more important than knowing what he done in the Big Ten. The Big Ten, I mean, it's just a watered down conference. We all know there's only 3 teams: Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan. And every now and then you have a blow up every now and then. But Rees brings a 31-year-old, 32-year-old mindset kind of deal. What you got, Mr. Junior?
No, you said it was 3 teams in the Big Ten. I've been taking that away. Yeah, I've been taking that Penn State crap away because we gotta stop. We gotta stop throwing them in there every year. We hyping these teams up like they can do this, but we didn't see enough years out of Penn State. It's like, y'all are not it, bro. Y'all are not it. So
and that's a shame.
It is.
And that's a shame because I like Penn State for the simple reason what they went through and the change up, and I really admire.
I like Franklin.
James Franklin. Yeah, I hope the best for him because he's such a good coach. Such a good coach. But yeah, you're right. Michigan and Ohio State. Go ahead, JT.
That's just Rees. He more or less he learned on the job this year. And how many? I don't know how many. It's like Saban said. It's called an ass chewing. Now, how many ass chewings he done behind the scenes we're not aware of, because I've never seen him jump in Reese's face the way he did Lane Kiffin. I mean, he got Lane Kiffin's face on the sideline, was screaming, yelling at him right in front of 100,000 people. And then you ain't seen him done that against Tommy. Of course, Tommy Rees is up in the booth and looking, watching the game from up top. So, I mean, maybe that made him smarter. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. Junior.
That's exactly what he done. Junior stayed upstairs. Anyway, so Tommy Rees screwed up a lot this year. And I think Saban maybe told him a couple of sage words of advice here and there that made a difference in it. But again, this kid was learning at a time when Alabama needed him to do better, because we brought in a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator, and we knew we was going to have to change our ways a little bit. Of course, still he's just an old hand doing what we're doing. But other than that, I still think that Reese learned more by screwing up than he did by doing things right. He learned what not to do.
Yep. Hey, welcome aboard, Brock.
Hey, what's up, Roll Tide, everybody?
What's up?
Hey, buddy, how you doing? What you got on your mind, Brock?
Well, I know you probably saw we got a new offensive lineman in the portal today. He's 6'6", 345, I believe.
Yep.
Naquil, what's his name? Naquil.
Bertrand.
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 Yeah, that dude's a monster. I don't know too much about him, but he looks like, I think he was pretty doggone good at A&M. I don't know how much playtime he got, but excited about him. Then we got Damani Jackson from USC. He's a former 5-star plus defensive back from out of Modern Day. So he played with Bryce Young, I believe, and excited for him. And then we got LT Overton, you know that. So we got 3 guys already from that are transferring to Alabama so far. I don't know whatever other key positions Saban's gonna be looking at to add or whatever. Maybe that might be all we get, but we got some pretty nice transfer portal guys coming in. So I was excited about that.
Let me ask you something, Brock. You and Junior both, because y'all are my guys that I go to when it comes to recruiting and stuff like that, the transfer portal. Okay, good night to you, Miss Joanne. I'm glad you got to come spend some time with us. I hope you enjoyed it. You two guys are my recruiting guys that I listen to. And what I want to know, is Saban not so much worried about having that #1 recruiting class, but filling up the gaps that where he feel like he's going to need in the future of our seasons? Is that what he's not doing right now?
Absolutely. He's I mean, look, he's had so many #1 classes. Saban's not worried about the #1 class. It doesn't mean nothing just because you have the #1 class. It's all about what the guys, their development, how they develop, and what goes on the field. So, look, we got a really good class. I think a lot of people are sleeping on some of our guys, like Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. I think he's going. A lot of people saying he won't even play at Alabama. I don't believe it. I think that kid's going to be just like his daddy, man. I also like Casey Poe, that offense inside of
interior offensive lineman.
Interior, yep. Interior offensive lineman. I like him. Casey Poe, he was the #1 interior offensive lineman in the 2024 class, #1. So I like him in a few years for us to, at Alabama in the future. I think he's going to be a guy that contributes to that offensive line. And I also like Aaron Hampton. I think Aaron Hampton's the sleeper, like at receiver for us in this recruiting class. Just what he's versatile, so he can play like wide receiver / DB. You know what I'm saying? I think he played a little bit of DB and wide receiver in high school. So
yeah, that's what Texas recruited him as a DB.
Yep. And
Yeah,
I think he wanted to play. I think he wants to play receiver more than DB. I consider him as more of a receiver. He's really good after the catch, man. Nick Saban Jr. I know you probably seen him. He's really good after the catch. He's really explosive. He's not really big like a tall guy. Like he's only like 5'11", but like 180 something pounds maybe. But he's one of those. I consider him as a slot receiver. I think he's more of a slot guy. But I like him. Of course he's gonna have to wait. Right now we got Isaiah Bond, at that slot, and we still got Cole Adams. So there's guys before him, but I think he'll give it his opportunity. But it's the guy that I like personally in the recruiting class. And then at the running back position, the only running back we got right now. Also Daniel Hill. I'll say this: Daniel Hill will be announcing his where he's going to be playing his next 4 years of college at, and it's between Alabama and Mississippi State. That's where Andrew Long said from Bama Online. So Daniel Hill, I would lean Alabama still, I guess, but I do think Mississippi State has some momentum because he did visit Mississippi State, I think, like about a week or so ago. So Daniel Hill is a running back target out there for Alabama. Also Icebox, and then also Xavier Mincy. I think he's a safety out of. Yep, he's going to announce at the All-American game after I think at halftime maybe. Is that at halftime they do that? I don't know how that works.
Sometimes.
He already signed. He already signed. He just hasn't announced it yet.
Yeah, but I would say look for him to commit to Alabama. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Xavier Mincy could be in this 2024 class. Mincy's a guy that Alabama pushed really hard for. He's of course, Miami. It's between Alabama, Miami, and the Florida Gators, I believe. And so I think that's his top 3. But I think Bama's got the edge right now. So I would say right now Alabama, has a great shot of landing him. So we need to be on the lookout for Xavier Mincy. I think the game is on the 6th of January. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's on the 6th. So yeah, that's a guy to pay attention close to and see where those 2 guys go. But I think those are 2 Bama targets that are still out there in the 24 class. Also, I'm trying to think. Am we missing anybody else?
No, you basically hit on the head with Xavier Mincy, the last out, and this one signed. I think he's it's Alabama to lose. What I was hearing, but it's a lot that happens then. So I know telling with that. I think in the next person in the driver's seat was Xavier Mincy. Daniel Hill. My opinion, I think he's going to Mississippi State. My opinion, I think he's going to Mississippi State. Jeff, I definitely let me push it hard for him. And my sleeper receiver that we have is Justin Scott. In my opinion, Justin Scott. People I think is Caden Jones as a linebacker. Caden Jones is linebacker. He's another sleeper. He like 6'4"
Kid from
or
North
something.
Carolina. Yeah. Yep. Kid from North Carolina. I think he went to a Catholic school down there in North Carolina. But the kid's very he's like 6'4", I believe, right?
Yeah.
He's like 6'4". He's a tall linebacker, man. Like that's a tall linebacker. That dude's. I don't think when the last time we had a 6'4" linebacker? Man.
That was like the early Sabian period, I believe.
Yeah.
High Tire McLean and such.
Yeah, them guys. Yeah.
Caden's a big kid, and I like the kid. I listened to his interview when they did a little thing for On 3 or whatever yesterday, and he just said that Alabama was he always felt at home at Alabama, and
okay. Hey, Brock. All right, we're kind of running short on some time here. I want to get Junior's input real quick, then I'm gonna get with AT for a second. I said it a while ago, Junior. Does it really matter with this transfer portal that we get the #1 class, or is this Saban just filling up the gaps for our future? From what I've been saying, come on, guys, we got some three-star offensive and defensive linemen this year, and I'm like, okay, why is he going after 3 stars when he could probably try to get 4 or 5 stars? Is it really that he has to have them kind of, or he thinks that these #3 star recruits is what he could use as coachable for the future of our offensive defensive line? Is that what I'm looking at, Junior?
In my opinion, yes. Lucerne, I was talking to Lucerne today. We were talking about that today. Basically, that it's funny how we look at these star ratings on these players, but like Coach Saban, he always get what he needs. And when you see a 3-star, listen, Coach Saban been done the homework on this guy. He just brought me in for evaluation. So he's looking at. So while people stuck on star stuff, they're overlooking in the dirt. They're overlooking at hidden gems because they're so sorry. This is why Coach Saban is so because he makes the bold move to go over to Germany and get a German kid that over here if you play in the States. He makes the over in Canada and go get this alignment out of Canada. He makes those moves because he sees the game. He knows the game was his kid. So, in my opinion, yes, I think that's what he's doing, and this is my opinion with this class. I really feel like this class is more of a depth class, a class that you can build depth with, you can teach, learn, develop, and then later on we'll be able to plug and play.
Okay. Damn. Yeah. Man, I've lost everything on Junior. Lost everything. AT, what do you think about all this before we get out of here?
No, I just the recruiting aspect of it. You look at a 3-star, you're somebody's subjective opinion of a player, what he can and can't do, and saying he's a 3-star. And then Saban says, I like him. I'm okay. So I'm going with Saban because he's a lot better talent evaluator than Luganville or any of these guys, Wilfong and all that. They've seen a lot, but Saban's out there with them. It's like right now we got Brockemeyer there. The 5-star Brockemeyer left. The 4-star still there. I don't know if he's ever going to see the playing field. I don't know. I ain't got a clue. But after y'all say, I got a question for everybody, if you don't mind, Icebox. But you go ahead. That's what I think. You have to figure out who the evaluator is, and if it's a 3-star, you know how subjective is it? How good is he actually? Evaluating that particular player as a 3 or 4-star.
Okay. To answer everybody's question, and I'm sure it's on their mind, and George, appreciate you bringing it up. I don't know how Spencer's doing. I haven't talked to him. I've tried to let him get over it. You know how it is right now, this little sickness that's going around hitting seems like everybody everywhere. If you ain't already had it, you're going to catch it, the way it feels like. So I don't know how he's doing. I'm letting him, I don't want to bother him. But I think he'll be just fine come Tuesday night. So we're hoping so, and I'm sure he appreciates y'all's thoughts and prayers. So let me address that real quick. All right, Brock, you got anything else, bud? Because we are fixing to get out of here.
I just wanted to, I wanted to say, like Nick Saban Jr. said, Nick Saban evaluates guys and he gets the players that fit the program. It fits the culture of Alabama football. He goes after guys like he said, he evaluates these guys. Make sure they got the right background. You know what I'm saying? That you don't want any cancer in the locker room and stuff like that. So Saban does a really good job of that. But yeah, that's all I just want. I want to come on here because I know since I moved Icebox, I just got my phone back working on Christmas. So I
knew there was something up, Brock.
Yeah.
No. I knew there was something. No problem. And to be honest with you, you're kind of in and out. 1 minute you're good and strong. Next minute, it's nothing wrong with your signal. It's something about your phone. You're good and strong. Then all of a sudden it sounds like you're muffled and you're kind of glitzy. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to check into that. Especially if you want to come on here and talk about some more recruiting. So work on that. Make sure it's good for these guys. Everybody likes to hear stuff like that. But all right. AT, you got anything else?
What y'all scored for Monday night?
Is that what you are? What is your score?
Well, I've already told you, man. I know Vegas said 43's over under. I know Michigan is not going to score 23. So I think we're going to score 28. Michigan might hit 14 or 17. So I'm looking at 28 to 14, 28 to 17 kind of score. And we might get a little more if we get a pick six. Because I'm telling you now, J.J. McCarthy runs to the right and throws the ball back across his body. Caleb or Malachi or Terrian or one of them is going to pick it up and they're gone. So it could get out of hand on pick sixes.
Okay. Junior, what you got, brother?
Mine has changed. My originally score prediction was 31-27, but that has changed tremendously. I still got us around at 31 and them 17. 2 touchdowns in the field goal.
2 touchdowns in the field goal. And I think, we're talking to the guy that was the 2023 Pick'em champion.
Woo, baby! Yeah.
and my man,
just keep them coming.
My man is sitting over and saying something like 24-17 or something like that. Who am I? You know what I mean? I didn't win the first dadgum dime out of this whole thing. Jeez. Who am I to go against?
Man.
My fear, to be honest with you, is leaving points on the board. That's my fear. Okay. If it was straight up team versus team, A game versus A game, I'm going to say that I would say Alabama would be something like 34-27. Is my way of thinking, way of looking. Y'all guys don't write this down and pick at me after the game, please. It's just my opinion. I ain't gonna say I come almost dead last, but I sure was. I stunk it up. Anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna say 34-17 A game versus A game, or I think I said it right, 34-27. But I do feel like it may be a closer game than that. It may actually be a 27 to maybe a 24, something like that. So, or maybe even a 21. I'm not as high and confident because of our problem of leaving points out there on the field. So it could be a lower scoring game than that. What you got, Junior?
See, well, leaving time. This is something else I want to hit on. So when you hear this Michigan talk, you really think they're just going down the field, scoring like crazy, just beating up. But it's not that. They leave them out there too.
Okay. I didn't realize that. Because I stay up with Alabama, but I didn't know Michigan was leaving them out there.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Okay, so maybe
they leave them out. So listen to Michigan fans talk, and you hear the media talk about Michigan. You really think Michigan is just everybody. They're winning.
Yeah.
But play the caliber of competition. Like I said, they play offenses that can't stay on the field, so you have a lot more opportunities on offense than these other teams do. They leave them out there.
And you think about it, Junior. Well, if you think about it, the way Alabama plays, because we can go running back, we can go long passes. We all watch the pattern so far that Alabama has had. Run the ball, boom, here goes the long ball. And we've got a quarterback that's good and capable enough. If he ain't got it, he can run. So he's got basically an option there. I see what Alabama is doing. He's wearing them out. Boom, hits you with a big one. You know, if it hits, it hits. If it don't, he'll try again. Just give it time. He's going to do it again. I love the way our offenses play this year, how they've grown together. Me and you both have been the same mind all year long, Junior, of how this team has grown, that they are a team, and it has just been fun to watch. I cannot remember an Alabama team that I have had so much fun growing up watching through the year of this season as they have. They have been a blast.
Yeah, thanks. You know, we've been on since like third grade. That third game, growth. We've been preaching about growth about this thing. Regardless how the season ends for us, whether it be a 3-loss season, whether it be a national championship win, it's going to be about growth regardless.
And I'm going to say this one other thing, guys, and I'm going to let y'all go through whatever you want to, and then we'll get out. I am under the understanding that people have said the SEC has been down this year. I see where you're coming from, but I'm going to tell you this much, guys. It's still the SEC, and you can tell it in the playoff and these bowl games. Outside of Auburn, okay, but I'm going to cut them some slack. Yep. I feel like LSU is going to be all right tomorrow. I think we'll do our end of it, and we'll go on to the Natty, and we'll see what happens there. But I believe the SEC has held up their own. I mean, we've had several other teams that have showed out against Ohio State, Missouri, and all them. So SEC is not that far down.
I want to bring this up too. Realize our SEC top second tier teams beat the Big Ten top tier teams. Just throwing that out there.
Get that. Yeah, and that's where I'm going with it. All right. AT, you want to got anything else you want to say before I give it back to Junior, and then we'll get out?
I said it at the start of the year, and I'll say it at the end of the year. I got one word, baby. It's
okay. Junior?
Beat Michigan.
Can't say it better myself, brother. We need it to happen. We needed Georgia to beat Florida State tonight, to shut that crap up, and they've done an excellent job of doing so. We need to beat Michigan simply because of our team and what they went through. Show them what Alabama pride is all about. All right, I'm going to get out of here, guys. AT, cannot thank you enough for your grading and your grading system and coming on here and doing that all year long. Everybody enjoys it. I do too. I hope we win this game, and so you can have another chance on grading that one too. Junior, as always, I love you, man. It's always a good show when you come on, and I'm gonna put this up there for one more time. If you haven't subscribed to Nick Saban Jr., I know we got some new people. Y'all need to check him out. He tells you facts, numbers, and how he feels about it. He puts on a great show. I cannot brag on him enough. That's just the honest truth about it. Okay, guys, we're gonna get out of here and have a good night. Y'all don't forget to catch Barbershop Talk with Van Edwards. We should be coming on regular time tomorrow, so hopefully y'all catch that. You guys are more than welcome to come back on over there too. So you know how it is with Van. That poor old fella needs all the help he can get. So y'all come. No, he carries me.
He puts on a great
yes, he
show,
does.
man.
He carries me. I grant you that. He does. I love him to death, and he knows it. That's the misery of it. He knows it. All right, guys. We're gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good night. Thank both of you guys for coming on tonight, and I appreciate it because y'all make the show, and I enjoy y'all. Love y'all. See y'all. Roll Tide. Beat Michigan.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
You've got to be better in all three areas of life, which of course are spiritual, mental, and physical. You must be able to discipline yourself. If you don't learn but one thing out of football, it'd be worthwhile. There's certain sacrifices that you will have to make. There are going to be many sacrifices you have to make in later life. To fight. Oh, I don't mean fist fight. I mean to get up and come back and get up and come back and get up and come back again after you've been knocked down. And that could happen to you in later life. But if it does, you're going to know how to handle it. There's no one that ever has or ever will accomplish anything alone. I've read about self-made men. That's Tommy rot, as far as I'm concerned. I don't even know how to define intangibles. And I know that if you learn these lessons, you'll have it. And if you have it, you'll win, and you'll be better prepared in those three areas of life that we've been talking about. That there are going to be times for everyone that you're going to get discouraged. But if you never lose sight of your objective and never give up on yourself, if we do that as a team, 11 at the time, 4 years from now, why, we'll be walking out of here to the National